How does it feel like to be back home?
Yeah, like I always say, man has to follow his or her dream, and then but never forget where you come from. I feel like I'm coming back to impact the knowledge that I acquired whilst I was over there to the ones that are coming. So I'm happy to be here.
When did you first get the call that, you know what, Ignatius, we want you back home to help us do good things or do mighty things at the African Games?
Well, that was I think if my memory serves me right, at the beginning of the year, I got a call from the president of the Ghana Athletic Federation, Bao Seni, and then he asked me if I will be available to come and help. I was, why not? Because I always said to myself that yeah, I'm always ready. If my doors are always open, if I get called up to come and help. So I was very happy to hear that from him, and I said, why not? I only have to ask permission for my work, and then I did ask permission, and they gave it to me. So I'm here to help.
You started in Ghana and decided, you know what, Yan Jakpa. Yeah. And then you jackpot and then ended you in Netherlands. Why did you take that decision? Because for me, I'm like, it's Ghana's good. So why did you take the decision to go to the Netherlands?
No, I was beginning of my career. I stayed in the Netherlands since 2000. I've been living in the Netherlands since 2001. So yeah, Netherlands has been my second home from Ghana. And then during my time that I was competing for Ghana, I did serve Ghana from 2003. In fact, from 1999 till 2012 Olympics in London. And then I realized that, hey, I'm getting old. I'm not getting any younger. And then I have already built up my family there. So why continue competing for Ghana? And then I decided to change my nationality and compete for the Netherlands. And yeah, after my career, I could find a better job doing there. That was the main reason.
Let me take you back to being in Ghana. How is it like being a Ghanaian athlete competing on the highest level, representing the country?
It was great. I mean, the people out there, they always support you as you are expecting them to support it. I mean, the fans out there, but to be honest with you, when it comes to the bobos, when we say the bobos, the big guys out there, you know, we the athletes, we intend to finance ourselves to train, and then you are expecting to get something in return when you come and represent the country, but in the end, you don't get what you have already spent on yourself. But in the end, so we always tend to complain about the officials because they don't really give what we deserve to be. So that is the only difference between competing for Ghana and competing for the Western countries.
Was it an easy decision for you? You know, I mean, you said you did mention your reason, but was it difficult? I mean, you had family there already, but was it difficult for you to, you know, choose, say, okay, no, it's time for me to call quits on Ghana, and then, you know, my mentor representative will be Mike Accra?
No, it wasn't difficult because, like I said, I've been living in the Netherlands since 2001. So I feel myself as even though I'm a Ghanaian born and bred in Ghana, but I feel like I'm a Dutch also because I know I've been living there for quite a long time. So it wasn't a difficult decision at all. Right after the Olympics 2012, and I decided not to compete for Ghana again, I have to pursue my dreams.
Let's go to the Olympics 2012, London.
Yeah.
Tell me the experience of representing Ghana at the Olympic Games.
It was always great. I mean, that was not my first Olympics. It was my second Olympics. Actually, it would have been my third Olympics, but in Beijing, I was injured, and then I didn't go to Beijing. So London was okay. We camped first. We camped here for a while, and then they moved us to, I think, it was north of England, Plymouth, for training camp, couple of weeks, and then we moved to London itself, and then the games began, and then yeah, as usual, sometimes things goes right, sometimes it doesn't go well, and then yeah, I didn't perform to my satisfaction. I couldn't make it to the final, so yeah, I felt like I was getting old. I wasn't getting any younger, so I decided to do something new by switching nationality and see what I can do there.
Talk to me a bit about the disappointment of actually not, making it to the final. As an athlete, personally, for you, how difficult is it not to get to the final? Does it have any psychological effect on you and all of that?
Yes, it does, because every athlete dream is to go to an Olympics, and then my level of the level of my performance, everybody was expecting me to at least to get to the final, but unfortunately I couldn't make it to the final. So there's nothing I could do about it. I only have to accept it in good faith and move on.
Accepting it in good faith, how do you recover from that disappointment? Because again, I was pretty young, but again, I knew you, and we all were expectant of something. Especially in the 2012 Olympics, you were like Ghana's hope. Let me put it that way. You didn't get it, so how were you able to recover from the whole brain drain, mental stress?
Well, I was Ghana's hope, but I always also knew that I was going to try my utmost best to get into the final. The reason being is that before 2012 Olympics, I had an injury 2007. So it sidelined me for about 3.5 years. So I didn't compete 2007, 2008, 2009. I started competing again 2010. So it was just a build-up phase. So me qualifying to that Olympics, it was a dream come true that I have been able to overcome my injury and get to the Olympics. But of course, every athlete goes to Olympics not to be there as a participant, but to be there as a winner, a medal contender. So when you are going initially, you go like, I want to qualify to the Olympics, but immediately you qualify, your mindset changes. So when you get there and then it didn't happen the way you really want it to happen, then you have to accept it. I mean, it's like you go into war. It's either you win or you lose. So if you lose, you accept it. If you win, you accept it.
For you personally, how do you go into competitions preparing, and then we'll jump straight into how you are preparing these athletes or being part of one of Ghana's coaches to prepare them for the African Games?
The reason that I've been winning medals all over is that I always finance myself to go to training camp, which Ghana is not doing into their athletes. So, for instance, my first medal was Abuja 2003 when I became the African gold medalist at the African Games. Before that Games, I went to training camp somewhere with my coach in Portugal, which I financed it myself. Ghana didn't pay anything. But I knew if I win that medal, my value at the athletics level will go high. So I invested in myself and I went to Portugal for training camp and then came to Abuja and won that gold. And then every championship that I have been able to win a medal, I always invest in myself. So I believe in investing in yourself. If the country is not doing it for you, you have to. If you can find it, if you can do it yourself, you have to do it yourself. But compared to the Western world, where I live now in the Netherlands, I have seen it all from the African federations, how they organize their things, and then how the European Federation organize their things. What they do is that the reason why you see them winning medals here and there is that at the end of every season, when the season is about to begin, somewhere October ending, beginning November, they send their athletes to the warm places. So it's either we're going to South Africa or we go to Florida. So we're going to go there from November till the third week of December. So when we come back to Europe, then they have Olympic facilities in the Netherlands. So we will stay there and then train. Whoever wants to do the indoor competition will go out there and do his or her indoor competition. Right after the indoor competitions, 2 weeks after the indoor competition, they will take you back to either South Africa or Florida, all financed by the state or the federation or the Olympic Federation, Olympic Committee, not international, I mean National Olympic Committee. So they they always send their athletes into training camp. There, you will be forced to train. But here it's different because there's a notion that there's no money. So the athletes, they do train themselves, and then afterwards they go home. Some might, if you are lucky to have a rich parent, then probably you can eat 3 square meals a day. But some might not be able to get it that way. So, so that is the difference between here and then over there.
So you are here now. You know the limitations these athletes are facing, and for me, I think you've been thrown into a situation where you are not even used to. I mean, you know it as an athlete, but you've evolved as a person. You are used to a certain kind of system now. What different thing are you going to do to these athletes or help these athletes with to make sure, despite the shortfalls or the shortfalls we have as a country, we'll be still have the capacity to build on it and get at least a gold medal in.
Well, for during our time, we always come home prepared. When we get called up to come and represent Ghana, we always come home prepared. So we have already done our trainings out there and coming here to compete. And then the coaches that we always come and meet, we tell them this is our training program, and then they will supervise us. So I believe those guys that are coming, they already having their own training program, and then we're going to supervise them. So with a little bit of encouragement, psychologically, we're going to speak with them and then tell them how important it is to be able to, I mean, you always have to see yourself first. I mean, to be able to make yourself proud and then go out there and make Ghana proud. So basically what we are going to do, or what I'm going to do is the time is too limited. I cannot change that much in their training program. What I would do is to guide them and see and give them some few tips that helps me during my time. So probably I believe they can also adapt to it within this short period, and then hopefully we can win a medal.
Looking at the kind of athletes we have here and the kind of initiatives you would want to bring on board, do you think we actually do stand a chance of winning a lot of medals in that track and field?
Well, I think we stand a chance in winning medals, but as to which color, I cannot tell. So we only have to believe in them, and they have to believe in themselves. Because the guys that they are going to compete with, they don't have 3 heads, they have one head. They also have a head. So if they can do it, why can't you also do it, making yourself proud and make your nation proud? So I believe they have to switch on and do what they have to do.
In the track and field event specifically, we have Joe Paul, we have Azamati, we have Gadai, we have Safo. All these are athletes who Commonwealth, Olympic Games. Do you think that level of experience helps in any way when you're competing, for your country on the African level?
Oh yes, it does. Because being an Olympic Games or Commonwealth Games outside, you already know, you have already tasted you already know how it feels. And then imagine that you are coming to compete in front of your home crowd. The energy level is going to be high. So I'm not expecting that something least from those guys that you mentioned their names, because they're already out there running good times, and then coming home in front of their home crowds, they're going to put up a good show.
For you personally, do you think they will be under any stress? I mean, you as a person, as a coach too, are you under any pressure at all? Because again, we are hosting it. We have Olympic athletes, we have record holders in the team. You yourself, you are a Dawn champion and all of that. Does it give you any pressure, and does that pressure translate to the athletes in any way?
In my opinion, I wouldn't feel any pressure, because I'm a kind of guy. I was actually a high jumper, and the reason why I changed from high jumping to long jumping is that high jump, the mattress is always in the middle of the field. Nobody pays attention to it. But long jump is close to the sun, so everybody is watching you. So I'm a kind of person, I want people around me to see what I can do. So imagine if I got this, if I had this opportunity whilst I was competing, that Ghana is hosting Africa Championship or African Games, and then me coming home to compete, damn, I will kill everybody. Damn, I will kill everybody. So I believe with this same perception that I have, I believe they also have the same thing, and then they are going to do very good.
So does hosting give them a different level of motivation?
Oh yes, it does, because everybody is clapping for you, everybody is cheering for you. So that one alone, it's a plus. It's like Black Stars or Black Meteors are playing home. Everybody that goes in the stadium is showing their support behind them. So you kind of, there's somebody pushing you. And then you don't want to embarrass yourself in front of your family, your friends, and your people.
For you personally, like again, there's a new thing for you representing Ghana as a coach. Is this something you would want it to continue?
Yeah, representing Ghana as a coach, yes. It's my first time, but it's not my first time being a coach because I'm already a coach, coaching out there. But if Ghana calls me to represent Ghana as a coach, I'll be happy to. Accept their invitation, and then if it goes with my schedule over there, why not? I will come over and help.
For you personally, do you see yourself coming back and say, I want to set up my own athletics club, get my own facility, like how some footballers have their own football clubs and all of that? Is this something you're looking at?
Well, it's honestly no. The reason being that athletics is fun, but it doesn't fetch that much. So putting up a track like this is going to cost fortune to do it. And then if I put up my track, if I ask these guys to pay 50 cedis, 5 cedis to get on the track and train, I believe nobody will pay. So how am I going to get my money back? You invest in something that you're going to get returns. You don't invest in something that you are not going to get any returns. So if I have to come back and put myself in athletics, I'm not going to build a facility. I will only use the facility that has already been built, and then open up my agency. That one I can do, or that one I'm planning to do. Then I can manage the athletes, bring them to Europe and compete, and then get their money. They get their money, I get my share. After the season, they come back home, train. Whoever goes to school, go to school. And then when the season starts, they come again, and then so that's what I would like to do, but not to build a facility. It's going to be too much.
Look, you just mentioned facilities, and I wanted us to go on this tangent a little bit. This, you say, cost a fortune.
Mm-hmm.
These are proper Mundo tartan tracks.
Mundo track, yeah.
Do you think that this is the right time to have invested in it, or it has been long overdue that we had these tartan tracks?
Oh, it has been long overdue because during our time, we of course we had a track that we could train on, but Airwork Stadium and the Kumasi Sports Stadium, it was not up to this standard. So imagine we didn't have this opportunity to have all these facilities, but we could perform that high. Imagine if we did had these facilities during our time, we could have maybe become a Olympic champion or whatever. But it didn't.
You do it in the sun.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, I do in the sun, but I run on the track. I run before I go in the sun. So I believe the guys who are training now, they're going to see this as a motivation, and then they push themselves to the limit, and then the sky is their limit. They can achieve greater things.
Finally, what next for Ignisious? Ignisious, what next for you?
What do you mean? What next for me?
In terms of your career, now you've transitioned to the coach. So what next for you? Are we going to see you here a lot more often than it used to be?
Like I said, whenever Ghana calls me to come and help, I will come down and help. But coming here more often, I have my family there, my job, I work also there. So you cannot just pack your friends and come down here, and then, you know what I mean. So whenever Ghana calls me, I'll come back. I'll come down and help.
Ignatius, thank you very much. And I promised this was supposed to be like a 5 minutes interview, but I ended up talking a whole lot more. Thank you, bro. And hopefully we get a lot of medals.
I hope we get a lot of medals, but I believe we will get some medals, but I cannot tell the color. But during my time, I could tell you, damn, I'm coming to win. I'm going to win a medal. I'm going to win a gold medal. But with these guys, I cannot tell which color they are going to win. So, but I can promise they are going to win some medals.
Cheers.
Cheers.